I'm going to make a bold statement. Curses are bad. While maybe it's not that bold, when it comes to Isaac, it's not actually that simple. With some in-game curses basically not being an obstacle at all, with others making you want to tear your balls off and put them in a paper shredder. So today, I figured I'd rank them all from easiest to deal with to the worst curse to get. Quickly, before we start, some brief disclaimers. I will not be ranking any curse items or trinkets give you, and I won't be ranking the Curse of the Cursed or Curse of the Giant, because one's irrelevant now anyway, and the other is exclusive to a challenge or specific seed. And finally, this is based on my opinion. So if you disagree, I don't know, just deal with that, I guess. Now that that's done, let's get on with it. Now for the first curse in this tier, and by far the easiest to deal with, we have Curse of Darkness, which much like its name suggests, simply makes the floor darker. While the darkness can be kind of annoying, honestly if you know what you're doing, it very rarely causes an issue. Especially when not only does your character naturally keep an aura of light around them, but the very common fires and the less common explosions also emit light in whatever room they're in. You can also just completely remove this curse without the help of Black Candle or Dagaz rune, even just by using a Sun card, which really aren't too hard to get your hands on. For our second curse, we have Curse of the Labyrinth. This curse can only appear on the first floor of each chapter and merges the 2 floors per chapter into one bigger floor. And while you only get one shop on this XL floor, you do get 2 item rooms if you're still on a floor with shops or item rooms. And the floor will end with 2 bosses back to back. In my opinion, the only downside of this floor is missing out on one potential deal spawn. So with this curse it feels like there's more pros than cons, like how it also makes getting to any time dependent bosses much easier, but I will still rank it higher than Curse of Darkness purely because this curse actually does something. For the only curse on this tier, we have Curse of the Maze. The only effects this curse applies are that occasionally when entering a room you can be teleported to a random room you haven't cleared yet on the floor, and the curse also very occasionally will swap room layouts with others on the floor. While the teleporting aspect can rarely be quite helpful with the way it works, as it can just teleport you next to an item room or boss room, the effect more often than not does act as a hindrance. The least worst curse on this tier is the Curse of the Unknown, which its whole effect is replacing your visible health HUD with a question mark. While this curse doesn't sound as bad as others mentioned so far, and with certain characters such as the Lost is completely unnecessary, as any other character, this can really fuck up your run. Not knowing how much health you have can and will cause you to panic when you get hit, as you desperately try to remember how far away you are from death, which usually distracts the player, making them worse at the game. The second curse we have in this tier is the dreaded Curse of the Blind. This curse only has one effect, and it's one of the worst effects in the entire game. The curse makes all item pedestals blind, meaning you can't know what the item is until after you've picked it up. This curse can cause you to pick up items that you may not like using, items that kill specific synergies, or even items that are just active detriments to the player. While this is bad enough, this curse is even worse if you get it on chest or dark room, and in my opinion completely ruins the run if you do. Now finally, we have what is in my opinion the worst curse in the game, the Curse of the Lost. This shitty, fuck-ass, quote-unquote gaming mechanic not only completely removes the map from the HUD, but also increases the possible size of the floor just to make things that much harder for you. While this curse follows the trend of the others, that getting it later on in the run is worse than early on, especially with how big some of the floors get later. But don't worry, it's still incredibly inconvenient, even on the very first floor of the game, so much so that if I get this curse first floor, I will just immediately restart the run. But on that note, as this is the end of the video, if you disagree with any of my rankings, well, too bad, but feel free to give me your ranking in the comments below. It should be quite interesting to see how everyone's tier lists differ. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and keep your eyes peeled on the social media or the website, as I will be announcing when the next video drops on those platforms. But until then, have a good one.